Did you have any hand in on producing Tragic's first album?
Yeah, of course, of course. Yeah, me and Large, like basically, all right, like we got credit for a couple of things. If you looked on the credits, it says, you know, like the first beat that we gave Traj was actually the Intelligent Hoodlum beat to the song Intelligent Hoodlum. You know what I'm saying? That was actually the first beat that I've ever heard that I was part of on the radio. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I'll always remember where I was, what I was doing, everything when I hear Intelligent Hoodlum come on. You know what I'm saying? And it was crazy because I'm listening to Marley's show and then I just hear you know, it has fucking Farrakhan talking in the beginning or whatever, and I'm like, yo, because I didn't hear it with the, and I don't even think it was Farrakhan. I think it was Farrakhan's his protege,
one of the speakers for Farrakhan.
Yeah, one of the speakers, and he's talking in the beginning. I'm like, shit. Yeah, I think it's brother Khaled, some shit, whatever. But I'm like, yo, but that wasn't like when I gave him the beat, that wasn't on there. It was just the beat. But when I'm hearing the beat, I'm like, yo, I looked at Paul like, yo. He was like, yo. And yeah, man, that was ill, man. Yeah. So I mean, we did that. If you look in the credits, it says drum programming by Large Pro. It might say loop by Fatal.
Right.
Bullshit credits.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But whatever you see our name, it's actually produced. You know what I'm saying? But he couldn't give us produce because maybe that's why, you know, him and A&M, the label, would have been like, wait, you didn't even produce this shit. Like, we gave you the album, you know, and yeah, Tragic's album was kind of all over the place. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It didn't really have like Marley didn't put the effort and the time into it like he did to everybody else's shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right. We're talking like 1990 for these two albums.
We're talking about 90.
Yep. LL and Trag. What kind of reaction did you get or were you hearing when Tragedy's album hit the streets in 1990?
Oh, it was you see, I've said it in other interviews, I'm not going to get into that, but I was there for the whole working of Tragedy's album. I was there for the whole thing. And then me and Tragedy kind of sort of you know, due to certain circumstances, we actually parted ways there.
Okay.
Right when the album got signed, like, you know what I'm saying? It was. So, you know, he went from Tragedy to the Intelligent Hoodlum. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, you know, it was kind of like I say it was other little things that happened, but I kind of figured that it, you know, I assumed that it was an image thing. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Intelligent Hoodlum, solely Muslim, this and that, and I didn't fit in, you know, the whole
the
look
image,
of it.
The image that he was portraying at that particular time.
That's what I thought it was. I hear that's not what it was. It was something that, but whatever.
Right. After that split, where did Joe Fatal find himself at this point?
Back at finishing the Main Source album with Large Pro in them. You know what I'm saying? Back just finishing, which I think it was actually, you know, I think it was actually the best part of my legacy, kind of, like, you know what I'm saying? Not the best part. My kids are the best part of my legacy, but you know what I mean? Like, my music legacy,
music career,
is the most, you know, like, thing that I'm known for. Like, some people might only know me for that. You know what I'm saying? So I went back, you know, we started finishing up the Main Source album, and yeah, one day, I mean, Nas ain't even in the picture yet. You could ask me now. You see that we jumped the stage.
We did.
You should have asked more about the Nas before, but I'll go back into it. So
okay.
So yeah, so you know, started working on the Main Source album and ended up, you know, I'm like ad-libs on, you know, a lot of the ideas, you know, like me, Large, and everybody hanging out in the crib came up with, and, you know, Large produced everything, and you know, I did a lot of the ad-libs on the album, like Let's Rap, Vamos a Rapear. I'm talking all the Spanish on there. He got so much soul up. You hear me all up in the background doing the ad-libs and shit like that. And, you know, and at that time I had it was almost a stage where, I had introduced Large to Eric B and to G rapping them. So at the same time, he's starting to put together beats for, he's got to finish the Main Source album, but then he started at the same time working on beats for G-Rap for the Wanted Dead or Alive album. Because he produced, even though it says produced by Eric B, Large Pro did the whole album, the Wanted Dead or Alive album. You know what I'm saying? And I had introduced Large to Rakim because Paul C had passed away, and Paul C was actually working on Rakim shit with Rakim. And Large was talking to me one day, and I'm like, and actually I'm the one that informed Large about Paul C dying. Cause I was talking to Rakim, because I used to talk to Rakim like every day, and I'm like, yo, right. He was like, yo, word up, Babe Paul. Like, yo, Babe Paul, Paul C died. And I'm like, word? Paul C died? He was like, yeah, man, boom, boom, boom. We was working on a lot of shit. And I said, hold on. I may know somebody. Well, I know somebody that was Paul C's protege and knew everything that Paul C was working on and has everything Paul C was working on. So he was like, whoa. He was like, Rakim. Like, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, yeah. So I actually went, got Large Pro, say, yo, take a ride with me. He was like, where we going? Yeah, I'm famous for the take a ride with me.
Take a ride.
So he's like, yeah. So he's like, where we going? And I think I'm gonna leave this tattoo for tomorrow. I don't think we're doing this tonight. Like, we'll leave it for tomorrow, but can I leave? Okay. I was like, yeah, I don't think I want to go through the pain after this shit. But I'm like, come with me, take a ride with me. So I take him up to the to Wine Dance. And I'm gonna take a swig, you don't mind, right?
Nah, not at all, bro.
So I'm like, yo, let's go to Wine Dance. He was like, Wine Dance? No, he started seeing all the signs going. I'm like, yeah, we in Wine Dance. I was like, we going to Rod's house? Like, yeah. He was like, oh shit. So we pull up to the house, go in. Stevie Blast opens up the door and shit. Stevie Blast is on Rakim's brother and shit. Musical, like, oh my God, that family is so musically inclined.
Yeah, Steve Blast.
What? Stevie Blast can play that piano, boy, like, woo! And then even Rakim plays the sax, you know what I'm saying? All that shit, and the piano. So we walk in and Rock got a little setup. And I'm like, yo, he was like, yo, Fatal. And I'm like, yo, Rock, this is my man, Large Pro. Large, not Large Pro. He didn't call himself Large Pro. This was my man, Paulie, the Large Professor. Large Professor, word. He's like, I said, yo, he was Paul C's protege, man. And he was like, word. So now they start talking about Paul C. And now Large keeps telling him, yo, because Paul was letting me hear this joint he was working on for you with the 24 karat black, 24 karat black gold and this and that. He was like, word, that was this joint I'm doing the ghetto. So I ain't exchanged numbers, y'all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Boom. So he was like, yeah, but I ain't got that record. I can't get my hands on that record. Large is like, I got all this shit. And I actually, Paul C was giving me copies of the discs of everything because I was, whatever, trying to come up with shit or whatever. He was like, so then that's how Let the Rhythm Hit 'Em album came about. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
They were already working on it, but that's how they were able to finish the Let the Rhythm album.
Right.